What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Bugsy Laveau.
It's your little brother Pizzo Ben Wham.
And this is a very special episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. 94.9 The City. We are the voice, the unfiltered voice of the youth before minds.
Yes, sir.
We got a very special guest. This man is a author.
Let them know.
A barber.
Let them know.
Business owner.
Talk that talk.
Young debonair.
Ooh.
Recently vegan.
Okay, that's new.
And he like Fiji water only.
Yeah.
Without further ado, man, my boy Ivan Chico Boom. What's up, man? Tell people a little bit about yourself, bro.
Good to have you, homie, man.
Appreciate it. You forgot Puerto Rican, young, and successful sex symbol, baby.
That's hard.
All right, so I'm trying to figure out where to start, bro. Like, you're a man that wears like many hats, right? You're definitely a staple in the community. Yeah. Let's get into your past a little bit. Like, how'd you born in Fort Myers?
Puerto Rico. Came to Fort Myers when I was about 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm a native, I could say.
Yeah.
Been here a good 31 years. So,
Yeah, you grew up there.
Yeah, so I've seen Fort Myers evolve. I remember when there was only one bridge cutting through the Caloosahatchee River, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I remember way back then. So
How many barbershops were there when you were coming up?
there was only a couple. I remember that, like, when I was a kid, I remember like two good ones that I remember that weren't a first choice or a sports clips or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's where you went to go get a good haircut. You know what I mean? And I remember jumping into the barbering game at a very young age, wanting to even jump into it. I remember Intrigue Barbershop on Fowler was the spot to go to if you wanted to get a.
That's the one with Sid, isn't it?
No, that was the one with Cheney and Tom.
Okay.
Them boys, you know what I mean? I saw them cutting hair. That vibe that they had in there was just, it was like the movie. It was a movie type scene, you know what I mean? They had all the barbers on one side. Then on the other side, they had a salon, so they had the wall divided into two, but you could walk from one side to the other, and then they had the little seating area. But all the barbers were on one side, and they had this whole vibe going, music playing, sports. Phone to ring, want to answer the phone, throw the phone, 4 chairs down, the other one catch it while he got a clip in his hand. So I used to go in there and watch them boys, you know what I mean? I actually had a conversation with Cheney, I think it was a couple years ago, where I went and visited his shop and introduced myself. He already had heard about me, but we never had that one-on-one, and I told him the type of influence he was when I was a young kid, just going in there watching. I wasn't even going in there for a haircut. I just go watch.
So you always wanted to be a barber?
It started when I was about 11. My dad took me and my brother and my sister to Walmart when Walmart wasn't even a super Walmart back then. It was just like a little store.
Yeah.
And he asked he told us basically we can all get one thing.
Okay.
And I got tired of the little funky haircuts my mother used to give us,
she used
to cut our hair like at home type junk, and that was a hot mess. Mm-hmm. So growing up with Fresh Prince, Bel-Air, Kid and Play, House Party, those type of movies, you get influenced by the hip hop culture, and that's what we like. We like hip hop. My brother's almost 5 years older than me, so I was listening to the Eazy-E way before my time during his era, and I was a real young kid and coming up with the Bone Thugs and Harmony and Summertime, Will Smith, you know what I mean? Those type of things influence me, because it all starts with the hair.
Yeah.
I learned that at a young age. Without hair, there was no fashion, there was no music. Everybody had some type of a statement that they made with. For example, you got dreads right now. You got a fresh edge up though, the dreads. You making a statement with your hair. Mm-hmm. So everything starts from the crown and works its way down. You know what I mean? So I always said that. Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
That's crazy because I noticed no one ever said it, but I felt like the barber always been a staple in like not only the community but the hip hop community.
Absolutely. Well. Oh yeah.
And it's crazy because now when you think about it, you walk into a barbershop, you gonna always hear like some music playing, and they talking about like current events that's like, got to do with entertainment and stuff like that. Right.
You remember Rakim, that pic, the famous picture of him doing a haircut. You know what I mean? Like it's in hip hop. Without a barber, you wouldn't have Kid and Play, and they had the big tall hair, Will Smith with the Philly fades, a couple slashes on the side, the eyebrows, like all of that. It just, the barber is so important. But we also important because we are the trendsetter. We are the therapists. We are the advisory board. You know what I mean? We're the guys that say what's hot and what's not. You know what I mean? You might have a bad day, but you sit in my chair, you walk out of there having a real good day after I'm done talking to you.
Yeah.
So we're people, you know what I mean? But there's so much responsibility that comes with being a barber that people don't understand. And they just say, oh, you just cut hair. No, I don't just cut hair. I'm not a hair cutter. I'm a barber. You got to take pride behind that.
So is it safe to say that Bone Thugs inspired your infamous braid photo?
Yeah, I had long hair. I had braids. I did. That was way back in the day. But yeah, I mean, I love Bone, man. Bone was,
All right, so you had went to the Walmart. You say you went to Walmart and y'all got the choice again. One thing, right?
And I picked up a pair of clippers.
And you picked up a pair of clippers.
Yeah.
So, all right, as soon as you got the clippers, did you give yourself a haircut right away?
I gave my brother a haircut first.
Oh, you gave your brother?
Yeah. So it wasn't even a fade back then. It was a bow cut.
Okay.
So I had a blunt straight line all the way around the head, and then we got
like this,
like just like a bow, like a real
bow
cut.
Yeah.
It was just a line, hard line, and then we evolved into the fades, But in between all that, we had to endure the ass whoopings that my mother was giving us for doing what she told us not to do. You know what I mean?
She was all against cutting.
So I was hiding the clippers so she wouldn't find them and stuff like that. My dad, that we lived in a separate house than what he did, so he didn't know. He bought me the clippers. That's what the boy wanted.
He didn't know the rules going on.
He didn't know what was going on, but all she thought that we grew up in a very strict house, and she was a Pentecostal woman. I don't know if you know about a Puerto Rican Pentecostal woman, but if you if your haircut was down to a skin, you were the devil. You know what I mean?
Is that serious?
Oh yeah. You were you was affiliating with gangs. You were doing bad things. It was just like.
So what was her opinion when you started doing the fades and all that?
She don't want to hacer un delincuente por la calle. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy? I never put that two and two together, but like my pops used to tell me when he was growing up, as punishment, he would get like his like the skin fade. Like that was always seen like a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like when you said it just hit me. Like that's what like. All like the mischievous, you know what I'm saying? Kids used to get in trouble. Right. Used to get the
because a respectable man wouldn't have that type of haircut.
Right.
A respectable young man wouldn't have that type of haircut. You're mimicking things of the street, and she wasn't trying to raise street kids.
What was considered respectable in your household then?
A comb over.
Yeah, comb over.
You know what I'm saying? Like you was, little Timmy from Lassie. That was her idea, and that wasn't my idea.
That was the stable state.
Like you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, ma, I'm not that little white boy on TV with a little dog. You know what I mean? When you got trouble. Nah.
So did she I feel like. The whole thing about her getting mad, did she feel disrespected because you were cutting your own hair, or was it disrespectful?
Nah, she didn't feel disrespected. She just was more concerned about the look. You know what I mean? But after a while, she couldn't. She couldn't fight it no more. She just saw that it was something I wanted to do when I started bringing friends over, and it got to the point where she was just like, "Just clean the mess up. I don't want to see no hair."
I feel that.
You know what I mean? So she fell back after a while. You know what I mean?
But so when did you want to start taking being a barber serious? Because you cutting at home, you practicing on your brother and stuff. But when were you like, all right, I'm gonna make this my career?
It wasn't until later on. During the course of my teenage years, I held various jobs. You know what I mean? Like I had all types of jobs.
Like regular jobs?
Regular jobs. You name it, I did it. You know what I mean? But I was also, you got to understand, I came from a single parent home. Like my father was there, but he wasn't there. He's working. He's doing his own thing. He doesn't live with us. Yeah, my mother has to deal with us on a daily basis. Just like kids today. They got to deal with the mom majority of the time. So I was influenced by the streets a lot. You know what I mean? So I had a lot of street friends, and the jobs was cool, but they weren't making the money that the street kids was making. So I got involved in that, and then that opened up a can of worms and led me on a dark path. So I was about 18 years old. I said, hey, I want to cut hair. I'm gonna do this. I started going to school. I started working at a barbershop without a license at the time. But the guy gave me an opportunity, gave me a little part-time on the side.
That's dope.
But I was still dipping and dabbing in the street.
Yeah.
So the deeper I got into the streets, the more bigger, I guess, or busier that you get in the street. You know what I mean?
Coming with it.
Right. So I finished school, though. I did. It took me 3 years. Something that normally takes a year took me 3. Because
you finished it.
But I finished it, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that was just because of me skipping school, not going to school, getting kicked out of school, getting back into school.
Yeah,
so it took me a course of 3 years.
Wait, you got kicked out of barber school?
Oh yeah.
How you get kicked out of barber school?
Oh yeah, I got kicked out twice.
How you get kicked out twice out of barber school?
How you get kicked out of barber school?
Well,
I thought you were talking about like high school or something.
No. The first barber school I got kicked out of is a funny story because I threatened to blow them up. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna blow you 50 feet.
Yeah, like I'm gonna blow y'all up. But it was funny
like
now saying it. But you gotta think about when I said it though. Like this was during 9/11, like right after.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. So here comes
That's
the feds.
a lot of emotion behind
Yeah.
that,
So the feds rushed the school, like the feds. I
Yeah.
didn't even know Fort Myers had feds coming in there. They took me to like they found me a couple weeks later. I went like on a little run or whatever. It was a crazy situation.
Yeah.
Make a long story short, they had no choice but to kick me out. They kicked me out, so I transferred all my hours to another school. Then
Okay.
At that school,
And you were able to keep it.
I went into a school and where the lady was really cool and let me get do my thing. She dies, the owner. So then this other lady took the school over, and she basically like, nah. I see what you're doing. You know what I mean? You stealing hours. You clocking in, leaving. It stops right now. So she stripped me from all my hours. So it's like you can either go about your business. Or if you want to start over, you got to start all over.
So
back at like 350 hours. And I had 1,200 hours to go. And I was already like up there. Like I only had like 100 hours left. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So what you did?
I kept at it. I needed to get my L. So, I hated this lady. I thought she was the devil. I thought that the devil was real and that was her.
You about to give her a skin cut.
Yeah, and I couldn't stand up, whatever, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I appreciate it today because she assured me that I was going to graduate. She made sure I graduated. She made sure I
and she held you accountable.
She held me accountable.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. She was one of those people that definitely pushed me. Mm-hmm. So I finished the school. About a few months later, I end up in prison for armed trafficking.
Damn.
Get caught up in Miami. So I'm thinking trafficking, no big deal. You know what I mean? I'll do 3, maybe 5 years. I'm out.
Yeah.
Well, it was armed trafficking, and that was a capital offense. That's 15 to life. And I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, that's in Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I wasn't ready for that. So I had to battle that out. Make a long story short, my lawyer, great lawyer out there in Miami, shout out to Juan Maureen. I still remember you.
Shout out all the great lawyers.
Yeah, all the great lawyers. He found a lot of loopholes in my case. And I was able to get sentenced down to 6 years, which I did a split sentence of sometime in and sometime out.
Okay. And that's a blessing compared to 15.
Compared to 15. So I was happy to get that, took that, signed the paper, let's do it. You know what I mean? So from there, I did my little time. I got out, got back in the barbershop.
Okay.
About 2.5 years later, after being released from prison, I opened up my first barbershop. 2 years later, I opened up a second barbershop. So now I started making goals. You know what I mean? In prison, I'm not a dumb dude. I realized things real fast. I looked around. I said, it's too many men in one place. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you a man that loves men, that's cool with you. That ain't the way I roll. This ain't for me though. This ain't my cup of tea. You know what I mean? I love women, so I got to be around women. I got to be able to eat what I want to eat when I'm ready to eat or drink. Not have somebody tell me what to do. You know what I mean? I got to be able to move how I want to move. And that, being in those circumstances, being in that cage like that, you on the day thumb. You know what I mean? So I decided I'm gonna make goals. I'm gonna change my life around. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do something with the talents that God gave me because I knew I had a talent. I can talk to people good. I can relate to people good. I can cut good hair. And there I was cutting hair. I didn't have to ask my family for no commissary or nothing like that.
That's hard.
You know what I mean? I was giving out commissary to other people. I was helping other people. I had prisoners inmates that was doing life sentences cry when I left. You know what I mean? And then, just because of the bond that we created and the type of individual I was. So I said, this ain't the place for me. I made that a mission to stay out of this. So after a couple barbershops, I remember hearing about this guy, Curtis Smith. And Curtis Smith was Usher, P. Diddy's barber. He had this hair battle tour. Yeah. This man creates this tour. So he goes traveling around the world and having this battle in between barbers. It's like a hip hop type of thing. You know what I mean? They got a sneaker battle. They got the haircuts. And it was my chance to compete.
How did you find out about it?
I found out through one of my barbers. Okay. And this was like at the beginning of Instagram. So it was like brand new.
Yeah.
So I created my boy Blue from Ink City.
Shout out Blue, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Blue. He was like, boom, you need a Instagram. And I didn't even have a Facebook at that time.
I know you telling me the story.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I don't want no Facebook, no Instagram, man. That thing, that ain't not gonna do nothing for me, man. I'm doing good the way I am.
Little did you know.
Little did I know, Blue set that Facebook or that Instagram up for me. I took off.
Yeah.
You know, I saw Curtis Smith, reached out to him, showed up to his battle, pulled up in a party bus with 25 people. I said, I got to make a statement because I know a lot of people that win a lot of trophies and we forget them. You know what I mean?
Is there a YouTube video about this?
Oh,
I think I seen that. Yeah. I seen that.
You can look up Chico Boom pulls up in a party bus on YouTube and you'll see it. But that was the second time. The first time it was just one party bus. We pull up in Tampa.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we pull up.
The put up like a rapper.
Yeah, the bus go, like had airbags. It goes down. You know what I mean? Doors open. You know what I mean? Smoke coming out. And I think that was one of Matt's from Unique's auto. I think it was one of his buses. And then smoke comes out, music. I got everybody come out last, and all you heard was, "Hey, whose bus is this?" Because we blocking up the whole parking lot. And then everybody got like quiet. Everybody scared. You know, nobody wants to say nothing. I was like, it's mine. You know what I mean? Yeah. You see like this little head bobbing through the crowd, and the crowd clears up, and he's like, I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. I'm Curtis Smith. And I was like, oh, this Curtis Smith. So I meet the cat right then and there. You know what I mean? So I was like, we kicked it off real good. Lost at the battle. I didn't place. I didn't win. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then a few months later, showed up in Miami. 2 party buses. One of them was an armored truck. The other one was a party bus with 50 people. Brought the city out. Fort Myers represented in Miami that day. Fat Joe was there. Timberland was there. Like it was like a bunch of hip hop artists there. We was there. Young Breed was there from Maybach. Yeah. So Barbers, artists. It was like a dope event. You know what I mean? It was at Club Play in Miami. That like we shut that thing down over capacity, and I was trying to come in on a helicopter. But just because of permitting and stuff like that, and safety, they wouldn't let me.
P Boom did it.
Yeah, so we did the 2 party bus thing, black carpet. You know what I mean? We shut the city down. That we brought Fort Myers out. We represented. Boom's barbershop was in full effect. So I showed the barber industry, hey, I'm a young barber. You know what I mean? I'm a minority. You know what I mean? I had all things was against me. I made it this far. I brought 50 people out, 2 barbershops. What's up? I'm here. So that was me. Planting my flag in the barber industry. And that was a good 6 years ago. Yes. From that, I didn't win there. That I didn't even compete on that one because it was so full. I established a good relationship with Curtis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ain't win, but it don't matter, bro.
And that's what I respect.
You know what I'm saying? Like you let people know who you were.
Yeah. Right. I lost the battle, but I won the war.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand? I won the war because 6 years later, here I am. I'm still traveling with Curtis to this day. He became a great friend of mine. You know what I mean? My mentor. And things evolved from that. Opportunities evolved from that. I got into public speaking. I got away from being behind the chair so much. I got into educating. I got into hosting. I got into writing these books, meeting important individuals in this industry. Yeah. And it was because of taking those little steps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I like talking to Boom, bro. He always been hustling, bro. Like every time I talk to you, you got something new like that you're working on.
Oh yeah, we got some new stuff still developing right now.
So I got a question. So you know, you say you had the street life and all that.
Hold on, please move closer to the shot.
I got you. But yeah, like how you say you came from the street life and all that. I meet a lot of barbers that's like they felons and like ex-cons and all that. And like a lot of times, like I mean they doing their thing, but they always seem to revert back when they see something ain't working. Yeah. It ain't popping the way it's supposed to pop. And one thing I respect about you is like you say, you ain't even winning no contests, but you just kept coming back going hard because you knew about like you say, you won the war even though you ain't winning the battle. So like, how did you know to like even have that ambition to keep going?
Discipline. Yeah. Discipline. You got to have discipline. Discipline. Jim Rohn said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. You know what I mean? Now you can have goals all you want to. I have a goal. You know, my goal is to be a multimillionaire by the time I'm 40 in 3 years. You know what I mean? And I'm on the right path. You know, I have a lot of goals, but accomplishing those goals are different. You see a lot of these barbers that were convicted felons, they got goals. They don't want to sell dope, believe me. Yeah. If they could find a way to get that dope money and not sell dope, they would do that. You know, so they have the mindset to do that, but they don't put the discipline and the work behind it. You got to be disciplined. Disciplined to say, hey, I'm not going to fall for that. Discipline to stop getting, for example, social media, number one. Discipline to stay off of social media, because that will suck you back in quick. Right. You know what I mean? The women, the jewels, the money, the cars. And then before you know it, you're back to living like that. So you got to have discipline in order to accomplish the goals in which you set. And my discipline was so hard, you know what I mean, that I took that getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I carried that on with me today. Yeah. You know, where I don't need to get up in the morning. I'm getting up in the morning because, you know, every hour lost is an hour lost. You can't gain that back. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think a lot of them get caught up like that. Barbering in the beauty industry, it's a $68 billion a year industry. Wow. Okay. And barbering is one of the few professions where we don't do a background check on you. We don't care if you convicted felon. So we're giving you the opportunity for a second chance. Now you going back and reverting back to your old ways, you just showing that you don't got no discipline, no self-control, and you like that lifestyle. You know what I mean? I didn't like that lifestyle. I was doing it because I had a kid at a young age. You know what I mean? I was trying to figure things out. I didn't have a college degree. Right. You know what I mean? I grew up on welfare. I grew up on food stamps. I remember waiting in line for a block of cheese in the food stamp when the food stamp looked like money. It looked like Monopoly money. It didn't look like, it didn't have the little fancy EBT card. Right. Yeah. And my mother sending us to the grocery store to go get a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk or whatever, and being embarrassed to pull out that money in front of people because they would know that we was on food stamp. I grew up in that era. You know, they got it sweet now with the EBT. Nobody know. You just swipe it. Yeah, people think it's a credit card. You keep it pushing. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's where I come from. So as we continue to evolve as a society, as we continue to grow and develop, we also are regressing backwards a lot. You know, we're getting lazier. We don't got the generation now doesn't have that hustle, that drive as the older ones, because they've been handed. You know, you got to think and understand, when we grew up, you know, my age, you know, you're talking 35 to 45. We always said, I'm going to give my kids everything that I didn't have. Right. But by my parents not giving me everything, give you hunger and gives you drive. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now you keep giving these kids everything. They don't got nothing to work for because you gave it to them already.
Yeah, most time they don't deserve it. Yeah.
And they don't deserve it. So all they get consumed with is what's cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Instagram and Snapchat and all that, showing them what's cool. They think certain things are cool. That's not. That's going to take them and devour them.
And that's how they revert back to it.
Exactly.
Now, something I want to get into, man, is you got this book that you just when you released it, like a few months ago?
No, I wrote this. It's been out for about 1.5 years now.
Damn, yes, sir.
Success from behind the chair.
Success from behind the chair. Keys to a better financial future. Now, do you feel like this book is this like a barber book?
This book is titled Success from Behind the Chair, and it was targeted for barbers and stylists and anybody in the beauty industry, simply because I had a platform in the industry already. So it was real easy for me to come up with something to give back, at least behind, once I got done doing a speech or a presentation or educational seminar. I was able to say, hey, guys, this book will help you take it up a notch, you know what I mean? Or take it to the next level. Because so many barbers and stylists are on the wrong path as well, just like a convicted felon. 60 to 80% of them retire broke. They have no plan, they have no structure, they got no discipline. So I'm giving them something right there because I care. You know what I mean? Now, the way I structured this book is that you can remove barber, stylist, and you can put your profession behind where it's at, in place of barber and stylist in this book. So I could literally rewrite this book, take barber and stylist out of here, rename it something totally different, and it will be a self-help book for anybody. So if you want this book, you can get this book, and you don't need to be a barber or stylist.
Yeah, I've been seeing, like, so far the reception has been dope, man. Like, I see when you repost on your social media, like, other barbers from other towns, other cities hit you up, like, man, this book is dope. I forgot who it was, but I seen a barber say he made everybody in the shop read the book.
Yeah. I got
hard.
schools that
hard.
start their morning curriculum off with this book.
Yeah.
Because it's something that you can revert to. It's like a Bible almost. You go back to the Bible, you hear the same word, but it touches you different every single time. Same thing with this book. And not comparing my book to the Bible at all, no disrespect.
Because when I looked at it like a self-help book. And it was like, I compared it to like the 4 Agreements. I don't know if you read that, but it's something just like another thing to make your life easier. Like, that's the little things that you were missing.
Right.
That's what I got from the book.
Yeah, and I actually read the book. There are certain things that I don't connect with, because like it is like you approach it from a barber point of view, but there are things that I do connect with because it just makes sense and it just helps. You know what I'm saying? Like there you talk about being you have one of the keys like saying like if you're not. You got to show up early as being on time, right?
Right.
So that's something that I apply to my life. I always try to be somewhere early because you know like that you prepare for the unexpected.
Absolutely.
Like so I feel like anyone could take keys from that type of stuff.
Absolutely. We had the interview tonight. It was 7 p.m. We got here a little 20 minutes early. We had technical difficulty, but thank God that we started 20 minutes before. Otherwise, we would have been another 20 minutes behind schedule. You know what I mean? So there's little things like that. Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. When you step out that door that morning, you don't know if a car accident is going to be in effect. You don't know if a police officer is pulling somebody over. You don't know if you're going to have a heart attack and die right there. You don't know. So it's always good to be early. That way you can get to your destination on time. Because if you're on your time, you're late already.
Now, there's something else that I wanted to touch on you. We actually spoke about this like a little bit off camera before, but it's like, all right, I remember seeing like the clips, the videos of Boom's Barbershop doing like the turkey giveaways. You would give back to the people, right?
Oh, that's hard.
But then like a few weeks ago, the tragic murder of rapper Nipsey Hussle, who was someone who was in his community giving back. Do you feel like sometimes it's a little bit hard for you to give back to your community because of all the negative stuff around it?
It is, and I stopped doing the turkey drives because of the negativity. There's a lot of negativity, but the hood needs to start being responsible for the hood sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in the hood no more. You know what I mean? Why am I giving back to the hood? And hear me out now, because some people listening going to be like, man, what he talking about, man? You so loud. No. If you a dope boy and you making all this money, what does it cost you to feed your folks? These are the folks that you know, if you could feed them drugs, I mean, feed them some food too. You know what I mean? I mean, there's people that legit want to be off drugs, you know what I mean? And they caught up in that web, you know?
Yeah.
But why aren't you giving, instead of them gold chains and them gold teeth and them big rims on the car, like let's help the hood. Let's build the hood back up.
Right.
Why are these houses ran down? Why are we fixing up our neighbors' houses? Help them. That old lady's been there for 80 years. You know that.
Years, yeah.
Why is her house ran down? What's it gonna cost you to get a painter over there to paint that house and bring that hood and let's give the hood a uplift.
Yeah.
A facelift. You know what I mean? Why aren't we doing things like that? So you know, little things like that I started looking at it from a different perspective, you know, and you know, I started thinking, why am I giving these turkeys out? Like, most of them got food stamps, they can go buy their own turkey. You know what I mean? Like, how can we help the community in a different manner?
Yeah, I feel like providing opportunity and providing jobs helps.
It's
like,
more important.
It's
more important. So I started going to council meetings. I started, you know, getting more involved and really listening to really what's the real problem. People need jobs. People need opportunities. People need help. You know, but education is what people really need, because if they don't know where to start, if they don't know what's out there, if they don't know what resources they could tap into, then they just lost. You know, you can't just keep putting the hood to do the manual work either. You know what I mean? Like, everybody as a whole, as a, you know, white, black, Spanish, we all need to do some of the work that nobody wants to do right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, it was just so much. And then I had people that would also, you know, get in line, get a turkey. Then they would come like 5 people from one household, and they all grab a turkey, and then they were just doing little swindling stuff like that. And you know, I just started looking. I said, these are not people in need. Right. This is just ghetto people. And ghetto people, when I say that, is people acting ghetto. That's not necessarily the hood. People acting ghetto, because you could be from the hood, not act ghetto, act ratchet or whatever. You know what I mean? There's people from the hood that are very educated. That there's police officers that still live in the hood. lawyers that's still in the hood. And, you know, that's the hood was what? Here in Fort Myers, they call that Dunbar, they call the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you got some very important people in this city that live in the Dunbar community. That's quote unquote the hood. Right. You know what I mean? So there's a difference between hood and ghetto. You know, you act ghetto, you act ratchet, and I just don't. Right. You know, you don't have to act a certain type of way. You know what I mean? Just because you're from a particular area, you don't. You know, so we can evolve as a whole.
When did you come to that realization that you just can't save everybody? Because you said like the hood gotta help the hood. When did you come to that point where it's like, damn, I've been helping for so much?
Around that time when I stopped doing turkey jack a couple years back, I started realizing I'm like, you know, we need to help each other. You know, as a all, man. The hood needs to help the hood though. Like, it's stuff that I just don't understand. You know, and the examples that we sending to these kids. Right. Like if we had a kid's birthday party, why you got these little kids twerking? Like it's not cute. Right. Like it's funny when you look at it and be like, oh, look. And why you got little kids flicking each other off and F you? Like a little kid legit told me F you on his way out the door at the barbershop and the mom did nothing.
Probably
smart. See what I'm saying? That's ghetto. That's ratchet. You know what I mean? You can't blame, you know, so you can't blame the whole hood for that. That's just her. You know, why are you not disciplining these kids? So parents need to be better parents to their children, and children need to be better children to their parents. So it goes deep when you touch on that. You know what I mean? There's so many different aspects that fall into that. You know what I mean?
So like, what's next for Boom, man? I feel like for you know, you lived a long life, bro. I feel like you've done a lot. You know what I'm saying? So like, my question is, what's next for you? Like, what do you got? Where you trying to go? What are you trying to do?
Well, you know, currently I'm working with a couple different companies. You know, I do public speaking. I love my Toastmasters International. You know what I mean? I love being part of that. I love my books. You know what I mean? I got 2 more books that I'm releasing this year. I love writing and stuff like that. I've made a lot of money, man. A lot of money done came through my hands, and I made some good choices with my money, right?
Right. But that's important.
I'm at the point now where if you call me and say, "Hey, Boom, come over here and we got a fat check for you," and you know, blase squaze, whatever. And then you call me and say, "Hey, Boom, let's go to Africa." Yeah. You know, it's 21 days, no pay, but we're gonna provide water to a village. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on that plane and go.
So you're
to
more
Africa.
into like helping people now.
Yeah, because at a certain point you're like, all right, I can make money. Okay, cool. You know, I've always been a hustler, and I took that hustler mentality and applied it into a legit way of living. But you know, there's more to it. There's people that need help. So I'm more. My thing is kids, elderly people. Yeah. Mentally challenged people. I got a soft spot for those type of, you know, individuals. You know what I mean? So I want to help people. You know what I mean? I want to help people get out the hood. I want to help kids that don't have dads. The dads are doing 20, 30 years. What role model do they have? What role model do they have in their life? They're around women all day long. You know what I mean? And why don't we have better programs for these children? You know, it just goes deep, man. My thing is, you know, people. I want to help people. Yeah.
Nah, one thing I can say for sure about Boom, man, is like he's always down to like give advice and to give a little guidance whenever, you know what I'm saying? Anytime I put up on you, you always like drop the gem on me every single time. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, we need more big homies.
Yeah,
people
for sure.
Just willing to share the knowledge. Period.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is your boy Bugsy Laveau.
Pizzo Ben Well. I got my name, baby.
Been a hell of an interview. One more time.
Yeah. Your boy Chico Boom. Listen, go and cop this book right now. Worldwideboom.com. Self-published by me. Started my own publishing company. Success from behind the chair. Keys to a better future. Keys to a better life. Keys to a better everything. Keys to a better you. It starts with you, people. Get it now.
And we out.
94.9 the city.